Hello, good morning, traders. This is Baja Pips. Today is Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. It is 11:42 a.m. Eastern China time, and I'm back in the office. This is going to be my first weekly technical breakdown in a couple of weeks. I didn't do one last week. I was on vacation. For those of you that follow up with me, I posted on my Twitter and my Instagram that I was going to be going on a 2-week break, and I just got back last week, so I am going to start this off. Monday, I was a little busy, so didn't get to start the swing trades, but I did take a trade on GBP/USD. I took a long and it went as far as 1 hour in the money before it went back to break even and bounced around. So I'm going to break that down as well in this video. So just give me about 15 to 20 minutes of your time and I will be over. So I want to get started off by looking at my first pair. Let's take a look at US30. Now, on the US30, I do like looking at the daily chart because I don't have to worry about too much going on. And it does look like it's a nice bullish run on US30 as of today or as of yesterday. And that's kind of what I was waiting for if I would like to go for a long. There's a conflict that I would like to just point out, and the conflict is right here. And so we are at some structural highs around 35,000. That is a psychological zone. And it looks like price is more than likely going to continue on up and eventually hit 35,700, which is looks like it's July highs. So that is a possibility. Only problem is we are at some significant highs. Now, I don't really care too much about these highs to the left, right around August 30th. I'm not scared out of my position. If I do still see a valid entry, I will take it, and that's what I'm seeing as of right now. So I will go long on this US30, and I will take a stop loss about 1%, as y'all can see right there. So after that 1%, apologies for that. I pressed the wrong button and I messed up. Yeah, so this looks like a pretty nice solid long. I would risk about 1%, could be a little bit less, and I'll go for at least 2% on this trade. As you can see, that would be just above these highs at 35,000. And that's why I was saying that it definitely looks like it's a solid trade setup for at least a 2-to-1. But when I do swing trade, I do like to look for at least 3-to-1. And so I would need to aim for something higher. And when I'm looking at this daily chart, I'm looking for particular variables. So this is going to be yearly highs and or at least quarterly highs. And I don't really like trading above a major structural area. And that's what we're seeing right here on US30. So this, I would need to just trade with a little bit of a better understanding. I'm not too confident in this because, like I said, we are approaching what looks like yearly highs, and that's going to be right around here. See that January yearly highs have it's still a little bit of distance from there, but this is there's some significant highs right now. So we definitely have some space before hitting yearly highs. So now that I know that I'm going to be taking this trade, I have eliminated the I just paused the video for a moment so I can adjust my position size so I can know what to take in. I just immediately went for a market buy because I don't really need any additional confirmation telling me that this is going to potentially go on up. I'm risking about 426. That's going to be my 1R. And I'm going to go for at least 3R on this. So about 1200 is going to be my minimum target. And that's going to be close to yearly highs. I want to get out or trail my stop as close as possible to yearly highs. I will be looking at these highs right around here. Just a moment. Okay, that's the ask line. So I need a new line, horizontal line. So I will be taking a look at these highs right around here as we approach those highs. But I'm not too concerned. Like I said, we might have a minor pullback. So I would like to trail my stop around break even at that point. But other than that, I don't really have too many obstacles in the way of that particular trade. So here we are. It's set up, and I'm going for a 3R trade minimum. I know that if we do continue to shoot on up towards yearly highs, we can get more. So I'm going to expand the target to about 36,000 to 37,000 if we can actually see more buying pressure past 36,000. So I'm going to take my time, and this is the trade setup of the day of the week right now. I'm currently in the active trade, and y'all can see that I took the order in front of you. But now that we got US 30 out the way, I want to move on. So that's one and done. I trade off the daily chart when I look at US 30. That way I can avoid all the noise and just the management. There's a lot of micromanaging when you go to the smaller time frames. So when I swing trade, I like to keep it simple. For stocks, I just there's earnings announcements and stuff I have to watch out for. Indexes the same, but I like to trade the larger time frames when I'm swing trading these pairs. Now that we are officially over with this first trade, I want to just take a look and see where it's currently at. Pause the video for a moment to have a little lunch break. Currently 12:45 p.m. over here. And yeah, we can see that it's pretty much just dry right now. That's how it's going to look for a little while. We definitely need to wait until the day proceeds. So London session, US session still have to make up their mind on what price will do today. So it's currently Asia session. We're at the end, so I don't expect much movement. I just put a buy based off of the daily. So I don't really expect anything until it happens, until at least the end of the day or this time tomorrow. So that's it. I will not have to check on this until around Asian session or end of US tomorrow. So that's that. That's the US 30. Take a look at Bitcoin. So in my previous breakdown, I did take a long on Bitcoin, and on this broker, I broke even or a little bit above, but I did have my other broker, in which I did show y'all on my social medias. I actually did take a profit all the way up here at 37,000, right around this zone, and you can just go back into my archives to see that. But it did close out in profits. I closed out at monthly highs, and as you can see, it's still bouncing around between that. On the Bitcoin, I also like to look at the daily chart as well. Sometimes I might drop down to the 4 hour because it is a crypto pair, there's just a lot of volatility that happens in the lower time frames as well. So I try to avoid trading anything too small on these bigger pairs that aren't Forex. This one moves a lot, and so right now we can see price is currently building a profile to go back towards the upside. So when I do look at this price, I could actually see it's just bouncing around right now. Like I said, we're in a little mini range. I would like to see the highs of 38,263 taken out, and then I'm going to look for a possible pullback and continuation north. Also, one thing that I want to show y'all is that if you look at the weekly chart, you can see that we are actually at yearly highs. And yeah, we can see back in January of moment, January of 2023. Right here, this is where we started, and this is where we're at. A lot of people actually thought that Bitcoin had a pretty trash year, but as you can see, it's up 88% since January. It did move. Like, it's a slower moving year than last year. As you can see, last year was crazy, but it's still totally normal. Like, you have it still moving on up. So if you waited and bought at the right times, you could have profited every time. Like, there was a RB pattern at the beginning of the year, if you were aware of this. You have January right here, price broke, pulled back. That was your first sign, and that could have been a failure. But then you had a DP that came in right after that, and it did hit a target right there. Unfortunately, this was a little bit congested, so it was giving a lot of mixed signals. You could have just stood out this whole entire time, multi-month congestion. And then you could have seen a nice surge like I did and hopped on the opportunity to take it northbound. Now, I do believe that if this week does close above new weekly highs, like I said, 38,000 around that area, we could possibly see a run towards as high as another 27 to 80% rise. I mean, this could go up as much as to 50,000 or even higher towards 66,000. So that's something to look for over the course of the next several months. I'm just going to break it down based off of the swing trading analysis, not too long of a term. And as of right now, I'm going to just sit on my hands and wait. But that's Bitcoin. LVMH, I was going to go long on this because I seen a possible RV pattern on the daily, but the preceding downtrend, as we can see, it didn't really get as weak as I thought. It actually accelerated, and then we just had like a quick move on up. So me, I'm kind of looking at this as like the RB already happened, and now we're just kind of in some congestion. So it's a little tricky, and I don't like trading things that are too tricky. A thing that would have kept me into this, long bias would have been like maybe even a TC, but as we can see, this last up move was about last up move was about 4.5%, and you can see that the stop loss, if I were to be in long as of today, I would need a minimum stop loss of 2.2%. So if I was going to go for 2R, I could possibly get that 4.5% and go to 751. But like I said, it's just a little bit too big of a stop loss for me, and there's not really enough conviction for buying yet. And I just, we're just conflicting, and I would like to see more before looking for a possible TC North. One of the main factors why I don't want to take this trade, besides what I just pointed out, is we also have a what looks like to be like a range, tight range. We have from 683 all the way to 726. Look, we have one wave up, pulled back, and then we had a false breakout that made the second wave down. Second wave down failed. We had a third wave up, false breakout. So this created three waves of similar size, and now we're like inside of that little inside bar. It's kind of like an inside bar on the weekly, and we're a little bit inside of that. And I'm just a little bit concerned seeing that we rejected these highs 3 times. See, once, twice, 3 times, and we have highs nearby at 737. I just don't want to take that trade because if it was like one time or maybe even two at most, I would still be willing to take the trade. But because we got rejected 3 times, it's like, what is the likelihood of my trade actually clearing that northbound? All right, so I'm gonna leave that one alone just for right now. I'm gonna go on to GBP USD next. As we can see, it is still bullish, and yeah, if I had sticked with my long from yesterday, I would actually be up right now. And so, that's just one of the things. I just didn't like the trade. You can see I did take the long. I was up 1 hour in the money. It pulled back a little deep, and I closed out around break even, right around US session, just to see it go all the way up. I would have been 4R in the money, about 4 to 5R right now, but my trading view is still active, and the trade is still active on trading view. Just my own personal log. I got out, I didn't follow my rule 100%, which was I should have gotten in earlier. So this was Friday's move. I should have actually gotten in on this long on Friday when I saw the DP North. I would have took that long up. I would have cleared out profit, or I would have actually been trailing my stop right here, and I would have been out at a trailing stop. But if you did look for another trade setup, kind of like how I looked for it, I kind of just said that, hey, this could be a you can still go up based off of this, but I was kind of just trailing the same move on northbound. So I said that if my hard stop of yesterday, which was based off the 5 minute, was respected, then we would see a possible northbound move towards new monthly highs, and that's what we're doing now. So go over my trading view. I can send the link lower in my description box so you can go over that as well. But it is going as according. It's just I'm out of it, unfortunately. I just got a little hesitant, and we all have our own personal reasons, but the analysis was correct. Trading is different from analysis, just to let y'all know that trading and analysis do not get compared. All right, let's take a look at USDCHF as I'm running shorter on time. This is a nice potential short setup, and I do like this. And I do look to take a short in front of you right now. So I'm going to get myself set up and prepared to take that sell. All right, so I need to assess my lot size. So I'm going to take a few moments just to put a buy stops, put sell stops in front of my order. And that's kind of how I measure my lot sizes for the next trade. Everything is different. So I have to keep it under a certain percentage or 1R, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Just to save time on the video, because this could be a 2 to 3 minute process. I'm going to pause it, and I'll get back to y'all with the right lot size in just a moment. All right, so I'm back, and as you can see, this is just a little bit too large of a lot size for me. I'm actually going to delete this trade and I'm going to set a different order, but I'm going to show y'all my market order on this right now. I'm just a little bit late to the setup. I should have took this sell earlier today, about 2 to 3 hours earlier, but I had a little bit of late morning. It's totally fine as long as I'm here pre-German session, which is in about 2 hours. I can still place my swing trade order without consequence. So I'm going to place this 2 lot, as y'all can see right now. So I'm officially in this trade, and I'm going to modify this order. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this stop loss is going to get the around daily highs, just because I don't really know for sure. It's been a little bit of a whipsawy day, so price has been kind of moving up, down, sideways. It's been moving down overall. So if I do mark this downtrend line off right here, you can actually see it is moving on down, and we are just bouncing off of a dynamic trend line right now. So this could do anything it wants, of course, but I am in that sell, and I'm gonna put my profit target based off of a 3R target. I'm gonna show y'all in just a moment. Um, just give me a second. Let me just place this target right now in front of you. You can see I actually do take the trade, and this is going to be for about 3R. I might get out a little earlier if my trailing stop permits me to, or if it slows down, or I could even get out a little later if it progresses further down. So I'm also going to delete this order right here. So delete that order right there because it's no longer needed. That was just to measure out what lot size I typically need. So I'm going to put the stop loss above daily highs. And does it align with the 4-hour? Yes, it aligns with my TC pattern trade on day trade. And so I also want to measure the prior wave size. You can see that this wave was strong. There was a lot of selling pressure, and then we kind of got some congestion. The congestion, the buyers lost that battle, sellers took it on down, and we do have a strong selling to the downside as of yesterday. We can see that it went down about 50 pips, 55 pips, about 0.61% was a decline. So this one right here, I do expect it to decline at least another 50 pips, 40 to 50 pips. So if it goes anything further than that, I don't really want to take it. All right, and as I can see right now, I want to just measure this. I should have done this prior. This is what I mean by sometimes I'll make a little minor mistake. So that was 45 pips. And it can't really be more than that. So I need to take this and I need to project it as such. 3R is a little bit too large. Let's take a look. 20 pips. So on this, you could take it about 40 pips, I would say. So about 0.878 is probably going to be like closer to the true target point. So I may get a little bit less. I want to keep my target where it's at though, because I do believe based on recent price action, we could see a thrust. We could see an acceleration. Now the prior down wave preceding this one was actually big. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure that. So I take this down. I can see that went down 1.3%. So if I do an average of these two, 1.3 and the 0.6%, I would get price could potentially drop further. It is a possibility. Because of that, I'm going to keep my order and I'm going to keep my selling. Y'all can see when we drop down to the smaller time frame, it is pretty much a solid trade. Looks like it's rejecting that trend line that I did draw. And now all I have to do is be patient and wait. My risk reward is managed. All the training has been done in the off hours prior to me logging in today. And yeah, everything is just based off of my internal trading game. And that's what I trade. So this is all set up for y'all for one last look. There is my USDCHF order. It is officially in. And now I'm going to move on to the next pair. USD CAD. I want to take a look at USD Canada. Already off the rip, I could tell I do not like this setup. If you look at this setup, you can see that on the 15th of November all the way through the 20th, we can see price has been gone to an up ascending move. We can see that there was a little RB, so price went, folded, came up, nice big pattern. But there's a couple conflicts that happened after that up move. Now we can see price attempted to break on above to create new highs of this uptrend, but it failed. And upon failing, it had a huge rejection. Price went down. It had a deep retracement. The deep retracement went all the way back to the origin of that move, in which we had a potential long order. Now this is a little bit deep. There was the first long order failed, and so for me, I would not like to take this trade because there's two conflicts. So for me, I don't even see it going in the money right now. It's already telling me that it's currently going against that order. So the stop loss would be like right around here at 1.36929. And as you can see, the stop loss is potentially going to get hit. It's on its way towards a stop. You could get lucky. It could continue going northbound, but I think that move is over. Now, as far as selling goes, it's been a while since the sellers actually were in control. November 14th, they were in control. And then there was a huge shift with the buyers. And the shift was a little bit of a deep retracement, but the sellers did come in. So if you actually did sell it based off of this move right here, for TC sell, that could have worked out. But your stop would have probably been close to being hit right there because that was a big whipsaw bar. That could have been news. I don't know, but I'm just looking at this as just a simple fact that the buyers failed, the sellers, yes, you could come in on this move right here, but you know, I would have been trailed out, so I would have been closed out probably like 1 hour in the money if I did sell that. And right now we're in no man's land. It's just in a little congestion right now. I don't like this, so I'm going to leave it alone. I just want to explain why I don't like the trade on some of these so you can see that I'm not just guessing. I actually have my reasons and I have practice and I have parameters. So this is all calculated. This is not just gamble, and this is not just a regular video that you watch on YouTube or see on other people's channels that's just projecting and just predicting. I'm actually projecting my reactions based off my internal trading game, based off of the countless hours of research, back testing, and forward testing that I have done. So it's definitely different. GBP USD or GBP JPY, apologies for that. Now this pair is bearish. I'm a little late to this move. I'm a little upset about that. We do have some significant lows nearby, though, in which I'm just a little concerned about, but they can be broken. We see that we have some nice thrust on down, and I missed that last sell. A little upset because I would have been a little in the money right now by about 58 pips. So I have to make up for that some way, somehow, or I'll just let it go. So this move already happened, by the way. So it's already undergoing. You can see that the entirety of the day, we had a major drop, major decline. I'm a little late to this trade, so I could either hop into it now and have a stop loss where I originally would have had it, which is about 60 pips away, or I can just leave it alone and let it continue to drop. For me personally, let's take a look at this so we can see what the best decision would be. So we have a nice drop about 141 pips, and if I use a 50 pip stop loss, that means I need to have a 100 pip target minimum, and that would put me out. Yeah, I need a 150 pip target actually, and that's not the greatest. So, like I said, I'm a little late to this trade. This is why I like to get into setups a little earlier. Minimum, you can see that this would be a 40 pips. So, yeah, 120 pips. This is a nice move. I believe it's going to continue going. But one thing that I'm going to actually do is I'm going to wait to see, and this is one thing that I'm going to do, is I'm going to wait to see if price can retrace further up, and then I'll put a limit order. So I do still like this trade setup. I don't believe that it's going to reverse anytime soon unless it does hit daily highs and goes above 185.5. Now, if that does happen, this downtrend will be in conflict. So if I do wait for a limit order anywhere in between this 185.4 and 185, what, 185.2 or something, within this inside bar, this 4 hour that we're looking at right now currently, if we can get a nice retracement in the next several hours, I'll place an order and I will take it down and I'll show y'all where my target would be. Basically, it would be, show y'all right now. I do believe these stops are going to be taken out of these lows. They're not important. They're just people that were there and have hard stops. Let's see, 120 pips, right? I'm bring me about, yeah, right here, 183, about 184. So I'm going to put it on the psychological area. I'm gonna put it at 184, and yeah, we're gonna watch this, and yeah, just pay attention. If it does, like I said, if it starts to pull back, cool. If not, then I kind of, like I said, I'm late, and I kind of let the trade go. It's totally fine. Take a look at NZDCHF. This was another one, RB pattern, beautiful, took off without me. I'm a little bit late, like I said. I like to get into trades earlier, and so I'm gonna also take a look. I'm already in the USDCHF, by the way. This one was a long. This one was a short. As you can see, they don't move the same. So just because it's an XXXCHF pair does not mean that it's necessarily going to mirror that pair. And this could be a long until right now, where we are actually in a longer term range, which is significant. So we have this longer term range right here. We're approaching those highs at 0.53690, and price is, it's a little bit questionable because we can either break these highs and go towards newer highs, November highs, or we could around 0.53885, or we could start to reject from this area because, like I said, it got rejected a few times. Rejection was right here. Once, twice, three times. It actually broke and made a false breakout, which is a big red flag. And now we're at our fourth time moving on up. It also rejected these lows. That's why I kind of said we're in a range rather than just saying that, oh, we're approaching strong resistance. Yes, we're approaching strong resistance, but we're also in a range. Apologies for my mic quality, by the way. I'm going to I have a better microphone, but I lost a cord to it, and I'm in China and I have to get it shipped from the US. So might take a little bit of time, but it should be here shortly. All right, AUD USD. Here we go. Once again, I missed this trade setup. I'm a little late. Sorry, guys. I came into this a little bit late, a few hours late. I should have been in this trade already. Because I missed it, I'm a little bit late. So later in the day, I might have a second chance opportunity before the US session to get in on this, which is where I would look for a potential long entry as long as everything is still respected on this 4 hour time frame. So if it's still respected on the 4 hour and we don't hit anything lower than, put it right here for in front of y'all, we don't hit anything lower than 0.65451 today, then I may look for a entry on the 5 minute around daily lows. But if we do hit those lows today, then I'm gonna avoid this trade setup. I said you can be patient. Trades happen and setups are there, but you don't have to trade everything. Here we go, Volkswagen. I have a buy stop here. I kind of already broke this down. Air France. We're coming towards the end of the video. This surged up like a penny stock would, and I don't like that. And we already had a couple false break norths, and yeah, this is kind of moving sideways and congestion in a very, very extremely tight range. I don't like to trade this type of stuff, so I leave it alone. But you can see kind of what happened. This is what those crypto guys are doing. They want something like this to happen, and it's like I can't even read this stuff. Like this stuff is like hieroglyphics to me. Like, look at this. This is people in real life what they expect the markets to do on every day. And you can see this is a rarity. This is on one stock out of many that I just broke down. This happened, and it's like, are you really gonna sit there for one whole year? Because you can see it happen back in June 2022. So over a year it took before this surge happened, and look at that. Yeah, it was a big move, but you're guessing. You're not trading. You know, just saying. So I don't like that. I'm gonna leave this one alone. UJ dropping, nice, beautiful decline. Oh, I wish I recorded this video earlier today. I would have been in this trade as well, but I like to see it. I like to see it actually play out in my favor because it shows that, hey, my trading strategies and system is correct. So you don't have to catch them all. This is not Pokemon. You don't have to play that game where you are trying to capture everything because you trading. The markets are going to be there tomorrow, and they're going to be there next week, next year, however long, the next decade, and they're going to have opportunity pop up again. If you're right today and you just missed the move, it's better than taking a move and being wrong. So, you know, I'm not upset at all. I had a long day yesterday, and this was my week. Lastly, my last two pairs, Tesla and Nvidia. So I want to take a look at Nvidia, and we can see on the daily chart, bullish. Yes, we have a rise on Nvidia, but there is a little mini conflict on this, and that was on this day right here. It doesn't really bother me, but we had like a little gap down, but it didn't close on anyway. It's not going to pull back. I think this is still part of this uptrend. massive uptrend, but we are approaching what looks like yearly highs, and that could be conflicting with my overall trade setup. So I would like to long this, but like I said, this is yearly highs. I would like to just wait for the next up wave. I would like to see yearly highs broken and then a pullback continuation after that. So that one I'm gonna wait. Unfortunately, something I would love to take. Tesla, we are looking like a nice bottom, nice move on up. This one I like better, as we can see that it has been a nice gap and a follow through from that gap. So we had the gap right here. There was a follow through, and then we had a pullback, which looks like we do get above 239 highs as of today. I may actually take a long. I can't take the order right now because U.S. markets are closed, but I'll be aiming for about 10% on this trade minimum off of this time frame. So yeah, minimum, but I'm gonna look for probably higher around 275 highs, and that's gonna be September, or yeah, September highs. So take a look at that when the U.S. markets open. Lastly, take a look at Meta, and I'll be done with this video. Meta is a beautiful long, as we can see, price accelerated north, had a little pullback around 334, and we have a possible continuation north. So this is also closed, but I look to possibly buy this as the markets open. I just want to see the gap, and I also want to just see further price action unfold, just because just got a little messy towards the last week. You can see that price kind of was like slow, slow, slow. We did accelerate. That's beautiful to see. Big drops, but like I said, it's totally fine. As long as 333 is respected today upon the open, I'm gonna look to take a market order buy, and I'm gonna take this one up as well. And could go as high as 360, 370, depending on what we get. And that's it, y'all. So you see all of my orders from start to finish. You see everything that I did place in front of you in real time, and everything that I did break down. I skip trades that look good because I have control. I have an understanding. I have all of that. I really do this on a daily basis. Explain everything. Still showing y'all up at this point. Show y'all a trade that I was in that I actually failed to continue to trade, and I show y'all trades that I missed. I show y'all trades that I was once in that I got out too early. I show y'all losses if there's a loss. I show y'all my winners. Very transparent video. It's been a little bit over 20 minutes, so it's going to be a little over 30 minutes actually. But for those of you that got to the end of this video, thank you. I appreciate you. Once again, this has been another weekly technical breakdown by yours truly, Baja Pips. And I appreciate y'all for being my audience, and continue to follow up with these pairs throughout the week. Trade safe, and continue working on your crafts. Never give up, y'all.